Okay, here we go. The Russian Vault on Trad. This is not the climb that I was planning to do today. I was hoping I could go do the Roachport crack, but unfortunately my partner was busy. So I was like, I'm just going to go climbing with my kids. And I thought the Roachport crack was a little bit too intense for them. So I thought we'd just go to Capen and goof around and see what we could do. So I was looking at the Russian Vault and I was like, the only part of this climb that you really need to be super well protected for is the crux at the top, and there's that huge pillar up there that you can totally just wrap a sling around and be super safe for that part. So I was like, I could probably do this on trad. So that's what I'm doing. And this first placement is garbage. That pocket is actually really good for taking a cam, just not that particular cam. I would recommend one size bigger than what I've got there. It's equivalent to a Black Diamond number 4, and that's my biggest cam. So you want a Black Diamond number 5, our equivalent for that pocket if you're gonna put a cam in there. The 4, it obviously it quote unquote works because I put it in there and I was tugging on it pretty hard and it wasn't coming out, but it was basically fully tipped out. It was almost in passive mode back there. I'm looking in that crack and I'm thinking I need a 3 for it, and I didn't even bring a 3, even though I have 2 cams of that size. Didn't decide to bring any of them. For some reason, I just thought I wouldn't need anything that size. This placement is, I think, okay for specifically the green totem. I don't think any other cam would go there, and I wouldn't trust any other cam in that spot. Like, the totems are a little bit special. I think they just work in subpar placements better than other cams, and there's just not a lot of room in that spot for anything, but the totem fits in there, and I think it would have held if I'd have fallen. I don't know. Now this next placement is like the worst placement of the whole route. It's a dusty pocket. I'm cleaning it out, and it's a perfect size for a number 3, but I don't have a number 3. So I'm going to stick the orange totem, which is equivalent to a Black Diamond number 2, in there, and it's super tipped out, and it's complete garbage, but it's all I got, so I might as well go with it. So I'd recommend bringing along a Black Diamond number 5, a Black Diamond number 3, and if you've got a green totem, bring that. You could skip that green totem placement if you have those cams, though. I mean, this is pretty easy slab. It's a 5/8 climb, but it's 5/8 because of the crux at the top. So I'm not really super worried about the gear during this part of the climb. Here I'm a little bit torn because there's a really great handhold here that helps you get over this ledge, and I'm gonna stick a nut in there, which kind of ruins the handhold. You can't really wrap your fingers around it as well once you put a nut in there. It's a great spot for a nut, though. Just make sure you set it really well, because it might want to rattle out. So now I've got to try to get onto that ledge without using the really good handhold. And I mean, obviously it's doable, but it's not as like pretty. I'm like trying to put my hand in there, but my fingers won't go all the way in, so I'm just like grabbing it like different and just sort of mantling here. Oh yeah, there we go. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna have a seat. Okay. I brought that big thing of webbing along so I could set up a top rope once I get to the top, and it's just dangling around the whole time. Alright, next up, I'm looking up into that roof and I see a pretty small crack. It'll probably take like a really small cam, like like maybe like one of the small yellows, or maybe a black totem. It almost certainly would take a black totem. I don't have a black totem. Um, but instead I have ball nuts. So I'm going to try to stick a ball nut in there. And the first one I pick is a little too big. So I'm going to switch down to a smaller size, and that one goes in real well. And I feel really good about that placement. Um, Problem is it's like way in on that roof, so I have to extend it kind of a lot. But that's fine. I'm just working out how I'm gonna. At first, I'm trying the quick draw there, and I decided no, that's not really long enough, so I'm gonna use the sling that I've got over my shoulder instead. And I'm just like, I don't have my gear very well organized at all. I just kind of grabbed whatever, and I was like, we'll make it work. It's easy to just kind of go with whatever when you're doing a climb that you've done a million times and you don't really think you're gonna fall. So now the hardest part is coming up, because obviously this is the crux of the climb when you climb through this roof, but I want to wrap a sling around this pillar that's above my head, and that is going to be pretty hard to do while I'm in the middle of trying to do the crux. So you just kind of have to hang there. Luckily, there's a lot of jugs to use, and then I'm going to have to like try to figure out how to get the sling wrapped around the pillar. So this is going to be fun. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, I should really get that sling like ready to go. So I'm getting it unraveled here, and I'm going to have it as close to ready as I can get it before I actually get into it here. But anyway, I don't know if anybody is planning on doing this on trad, but if you do, definitely like put some thought into how to get that sling around the pillar, because the way I do it, I don't know, it didn't go very easily. Like my daughter was belaying me, and she like legit thought I was about to fall. I didn't feel like I was about to fall. I was holding on pretty good, but it's just hard to get it through there is all. It's a huge pillar. So a lot of people like to like do a bat hang off of this or something. And that's all fun, but I don't know. All right, we got it through there. Now we just got to clip it in and not Z-clip. And we are good to go. And once I got that clipped in, like I'm just totally carefree at that point. Like I know even if I do mess up this final sequence, I'm like totally safe, and I'm going to take a fall that's not going to put me on a ledge or anything like that. So, but this last part is not that hard. It's all jugs. You just got to get your feet the way you want them and just go up. So there it is. If you guys want to climb the Russian Vault on trad, that's how to do it. Yay, I did a thing. Anyway, see you later.